This is the Blackfoot River Wildlife Management Area. It contains the headwater, the very first 8 miles of the Blackfoot River.
Historically, this was a very robust run of cutthroat trout, and it provided thousands and thousands of angler use days.
The upper Blackfoot River has changed over the past 100 years, and many species, including the Yellowstone cutthroat trout, are facing increased pressure and vulnerability due to a degraded river habitat.
A major problem with eroded and degraded water systems is that the water and the land are no longer connected. And that's where you lose your wildlife benefits from water going through a landscape.
Idaho Fish and Game and its partners have begun work to restore the Blackfoot River habitat, and in the process are helping to restore critical aspen forests.
We're working in the aspen forests all the way down to our river bottoms. Everything in between is something we're looking at and making sure it's optimized for fish and wildlife.
The restoration will create healthier habitat for Yellowstone cutthroat, as well as waterfowl, elk, and deer. Project efforts will narrow river channels, create deeper pools, remove high cut banks, and reconnect the river to historic wetlands and floodplains.
This project that you see right here basically started out as a cut bank about right here, straight down to the water.
Reduction in bank erosion in turn deepens the river and generates gravel for spawning beds.
So this is a reconnected flood channel. You can see the river right there used to flow right on by this, and we reconnected by raising up with our riffle, and it's going to send water now into this floodplain, create wetland habitat here that was missing.
3 months ago, where I'm standing was dry as a bone. This whole thing is going to eventually saturate, and this whole flat's going to stay wet all summer long.
The saturated floodplains will be a source of cool, filtered, and clear water for the river, providing thermal refugia for fish in the heat of summer. And the revitalized vegetation within those floodplains and riparian areas will provide essential habitat for a variety of wildlife from swans to moose. Conifers that are choking out aspen forests are being harvested to create log structures that will support the river restoration, in part stabilizing banks and providing cover for young fish hiding from predators like pelicans. In turn, the aspen stands will regenerate, resulting in a diverse understory of food and cover for wildlife and a resiliency to wildfire and drought.
There's log jams, and they provide like instant habitat and stabilize the banks. There's also just individual trees that are anchored to the bank, the kind of place that fish hide under, the kind of place that, ducks will go looking for insects, diving under the water. So, really this is just one small area in a huge landscape, and those animals and fish are actually coming and going. None of the fish we're talking about helping stay on this property their whole lives. They're going upstream, they're going downstream, and so the whole thing needs to work together. The deer and elk we talk about, they migrate out to other places for winter range, but this is where the babies are born.
Restoring the landscape to support fish and wildlife in turn improves hunting and fishing.
Projects of this scale would not be possible for Idaho Fish and Game without the help of multiple partners and neighbors.
This really is a large collaborative effort that really reins in a whole bunch of people.
When you think of the entire landscape and the watershed and the collaboration and how our neighbors are actually working with us, it's the kind of thing you envision when you embark on a career in wildlife biology.